Hi beautiful, I am elated about today's video because I truly did not think I was going to be able to do it on time. I am reviewing today the Morgan Turner and Oden's Eye collaboration collection. So first of all, a huge congratulations to Morgan on her own collab with Oden's Eye. And I was not sure I was going to be able to post this video in time for the release because my package was a little lost in the mail, but it finally did arrive last night. So today I'm going to be showing you the entire collection. We're going to be swatching everything. Usually discount codes don't apply to collaboration collections, so I doubt that my code PATTY10 will apply to this one. But if you end up buying something else from the Oden's Eye website, know that you can usually save 10% with my code PATTY10. So let's get into everything that is inside this box. As you can see, by the way, I have my makeup halfway done. I have my complexion done. No blush because I want to match it to the eyeshadow, but I did do my brows and I put on some mascara. If you end up getting the full collection, you're going to get this little freebie. It's like a little towel that has the design of the palette. And by the way, this is a Valentine's Day collection, so the release date is February 14th. Besides the eyeshadow palette, which I'm about to show you, there are 5 different lip products in this collection, 4 different glosses and a lip stain. Here's what the packaging of the lip products looks like. This whole collection is giving pastel vibes. So we have a nice purple pink ombre right here with the lipsticks. You'll also get a note from Morgan if you shop her collection. And then without further ado, here is the eyeshadow palette and what the packaging of it looks like. The palette, as you can see, is called Love Language. And we have Morgan right here on the front of it. Once we open the palette, take a look right here at the color story. I love that the mirror has this heart design around it. You get Morgan's signature in there, and as you can see, the palette is romantic, but it's not like overwhelmingly pink, which I definitely appreciate. Right off the bat, there are shades here that I really love and I think I'm going to enjoy playing with. For example, I am a sucker for like deep purple shades. So the shade Date Night right here is calling my name immediately. Daydream, Crush, love those. Gift, Giggle. Basically, like, the bottom half of this palette is an absolute dream. The top part I also love. You have this pink quad on the top left corner and then this neutral, natural looking quad on the top right corner of the palette. I was watching Morgan's video. She said she did the palette in quadrants, so even if you don't know where to go when creating an eyeshadow look, you can refer to like a specific quad section of the palette, if that makes sense, and create a look just with those colors, and every time you'll get something that looks beautiful and cohesive. I personally really love Oden's Eye eyeshadow formula, so I'm dying to swatch this palette. The mattes look incredible and so do the shimmers, so let's go ahead and go for it. I'm going to swatch across as I usually do, starting with the shade Hearts, then we'll go into Valentine and so on and so forth. Here are the top 4 shades from this palette. We have the shade Hearts, Valentine, Service, and Quality Time. I'm going over Service one more time just because I didn't pick up a lot. And here is what the first 4 shades look like. The mattes seem creamy. The shimmers look beautiful. The color Heart right here is super sparkly, which I love. Here are the next 4 shades. We have Cuddle, which is this beautiful peachy pink. Amor, which is a beautiful matte pink color. Affirmation, which is a stunning neutral light brown. And the shade Touch, which is a shimmer vanilla shade. And then we get into the half of the palette I'm personally most excited about. Here is row number 3. These shimmers, are you kidding? They look so good. And this matte dark brown shade, oh my god. Let's go ahead and swatch that. We have the shade Flirts, Love, Treats, which is a shimmer purple, Date Night, which is this matte I cannot wait to put on my eyeballs, and then the shade Daydream, which is a stunning glimmery lilac shade. And then here is the 4th row. I love this super foiled metallic shade. It's called 829, which Morgan said it's her wedding date, I believe. That looks stunning. That is a beautiful foiled metallic light gold shade. Wow. Then we have Giggle. Ooh, so creamy. And Giggle is a shade I absolutely love as well. I love a cool tone shade like this one for the crease of the eye. Next we have Gifts. And lastly, Crush, which is a lavender matte shade. So check it out. Take a look right here at the palette Swatches. I am in love. You guys know I am a sucker for purple. So I'm obsessed with the bottom half of this palette and all of the beautiful purples that Morgan included in there. I also love this shimmer, and the more neutral browns look incredible. I'm going to go ahead and swatch the lip colors on my other hand because this one is still pretty sparkly looking. And I'm going to start with the only lip stain. This one is called Love of My Life, and it is a peachy red color. Let's go ahead and swatch this one. This one is called Snuggle, and it's a very pretty warm nude gloss with gold sparkles in there. This one is called Love Language. Hold on, I'm going to show you in a second. Take a look right there, Love Language, which is like a baby pink type gloss. I think Kisses might be my favorite, which I'm swatching now. I love the more neutral to cool tone glosses. This one is called Kisses. And then this last one here is called Beso. It's like a mid-tone color that leans a little terracotta. Now that I've swatched everything, it is time to play. I'm going to start with the shade Affirmation here on a Refer number 15 brush. And I'm going to kind of pack it on the outer half of the crease first, just tapping it to create a nice amount of intensity. And then I'm going to start swiping and doing little circles around where I placed it. As you can see, it's a pretty pigmented shade. Even though it looks kind of light in the pan, it's giving color, which I love. And so I'm just blending it all the way through my crease from outer to inner corner, just like so. Very pretty. I'm going to get the shade Quality Time with a Refer number 1, and I'm going to tap it on the outer third of my eyelid here. Even though it's a pretty nice and colorful palette, you can still create very natural looks with it for sure. I'm going in with a clean blending brush to really blend everything out nicely because I don't want to add any more intensity to this eye look. Back with more Quality Time, and I'm going to smudge it underneath my lower lash line. Just back and forth with a Refer number 3. And then the shade Affirmation here on a Refer number 14, and we are smudging it all the way to the tear duct area. Just back and forth underneath the eye. I think I want to pair this very natural, neutral smoky eye with this beautiful gold down here. This is the shade called 829, and I'm going to swipe it right in the center of my eyelid. And take a look at how beautiful and reflective and just stunning that color is. Tapping it back here so that it blends into my mattes. So pretty, very sparkly. Back with my Refer number 1, I'm just making sure things are blending back here by tapping it over the edge of the shimmer. And then with a flat brush, this one is Refer's number 28. I'm going into the shade Heart, which is a very shimmery peachy pink. I'm going to add it to the innermost corner of the eye and the inner third of the eyelid, and I'm just making sure it blends nicely into the gold. Brown eyeliner to my waterline, and here is this very glimmery shimmery smoky eye so far. I think I want to add eyeliner at the top. I feel like it's going to be a nice touch, so let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to use an Anastasia eyeliner, and I think I want to do brown instead of black. Here it is, the Anastasia liquid liner in the shade brown. I like half wings for my eye shape better, so that's what I'll be doing. Back, and as you can see, the half wing is sharp, and I did also apply some lashes. These are pretty natural looking lashes from Kiss. And so this is the finished first look with this Love Language palette. Now that I've played with the neutrals, let's get a little bit more colorful on look number 2. I just realized I have new brushes to try, so that's exactly what I'm going to do for look number 2. These are the newest brushes from Singe Beauty. I don't own the Singe brushes from her original release, but These shapes, I believe I can create an entire look with easily. So that is what I'm going to do. I have heard marvelous things about these brushes, so I can't wait to try them. I'm going to start with the Cinch Beauty E08 brush, which is like a big blending brush, and I'm going to go into shade Crush here, which is this stunning lilac color. I'm going to add it to the crease of my eye, starting on the inner part right here, just blending. And I'm also going to add it on the outer half and blend it. Very pretty. Let me switch to a smaller brush. This is a Cinch E10, and I'm going to get into the shade Date Night, which I have been dying to use. Let's do a halo eye. Ooh, I put purple on my nose. So here's Date Night on the inner third of my eyelid as well, darkening things up. Going back with the bigger brush to make sure everything diffuses nicely. And I'm also going to add Date Night to the outer third of my eyelid back here, just tapping it in place first, and then I'm going to start blending it into my crease. Once again, I'm going back with the bigger blending brush just to make sure everything diffuses nicely. I love purple. This is pretty. I'm going to try this flat brush next. This is the E09 with the shade Treats right here, because this is going to be the perfect transition-y shimmer for the sparkle in the middle. So I'm adding Treat on the inner third of the eyelid and also out here. For the center of the eyelid, I'm going to use the shade Flirt, and I'm just going to tap it right in the middle. Tap, tap, tapping it. And it'll blend into the previous shades, just tapping it in place. And I just love the shift of the shade Flirt. It has like a teal bluish type shift to it. It's beautiful. I think I'm going to try and recreate the halo underneath the eye as well. So with a small brush, I need a pointed one, so I'm going to switch back to Refer. This is the Refer number 3 in the shade Date Night once again. And I'm going to add Date Night on the outer and inner half of my lower lash line, just lightly tapping it. With the tip of this flat brush, I'm going to grab the shade Flirt. And I'm going to add it right here in the middle. And then I'm going to use the E11 and the shade Crush to smoke out my lower lash line. And I'm going to add a little bit more Flirt to the inner corner. And I want to bring it in through the crease as well. We need a light purple shade for the waterline, so I'm going to grab my glossier eyeliner in the shade Muse. And so take a look right here at the finished look. I am going to add some lashes as well for a bit more glam. But before lashes, here's what it looks like. And I think for look number 3, I want to try and create something that looks a bit softer and more romantic. I always like to test out the darkest shades of the palettes to make sure that they're like not patchy and they blend out nicely, which as you can see, they did blend out beautifully. But now I want to keep it a little lighter, a little more romantic, but still glimmery and glamorous. And so we'll see what I come up with for look number 3, but I want to just go a little softer. My lash is applied, and so take a look right here at the finished second look with this palette. As a purple lover, I'm obsessed. I really like the way that this came out. One last time, here's look number 1 and look number 2. Before I take off these eye looks, I'm going to try them with the shade Love Language from the glosses. I applied a lip liner from Anastasia in the shade Mocha, which is a little too warm, but I don't feel like changing it, so let's just go with it. So this is Love Language. Take a look right there. She's awake. I'm back and I took everything off, and I cannot wait to show you look number 3 and recreate it for you. You ready? You ready? Boom. I'm obsessed. I'm in love. It is softer, but it's still purple, which I love. You can also do this, by the way, with pink. I'll show you what shades to swap out for one another, and I think it would look beautiful. But obsessed with the way it came out. It's definitely softer and exactly what I was looking for. So let me show you how I did it. I started off with this purple shade down here, and this is the shade that you can swap out and make this a lot more romantic. You can swap the purple for the color Amor up here, that pink shade, and then every single step is going to be the same, except you just swap out those colors and it's going to be pink and beautiful. Anyways, I'm going to do it with the shade Crush because I don't want to match, but I was considering swapping it out so you can see it. Anyways, Crush, reference number 15 or your favorite blending brush, and I am going to blend that color on the crease of the eye, just back and forth, intensifying things a bit. And I want to diffuse the upper edge with the shade Service up here, which is a very light bone color, and I'm just going to diffuse the top edge with it. Then with the reference number 1, and you'll see how easy this look is, I'm going to get the shade Giggle, and I'm going to tap Giggle on the outer third of my eyelid back here. Tapping it, and start blending it into the crease with the tip of my brush. Just doing little back and forth motions. And I'm also adding Giggle to the inner third of the eyelid here. Tapping and blending it into my crease. Just like so. More Giggle on a reference number 3, and I am sliding it all across my lower lash line, all the way to the tear duct area. And with a small blending brush, in my case a reference number 14, the shade Crush, is going to smoke that out underneath the eye, back and forth. And so before we add any shimmer, here's what things are looking like. I forgot to say I have a brown eyeliner in the waterline of my eye already. And then for the center of the eye, the shade Hard right here, I'm just grabbing it with my finger. And we are going to tap it right in the center. And this one, which I didn't notice at first, is not just a peachy, shiny, glimmery shade. It actually has multicolored sparkles in it. It's got a lot of dimension. I really love it. And so I'm just tapping it in the middle, blending it into my matte colors. See how it's already looking the same as this one? So pretty. So easy, so glamorous. Last step, very easy, flat small brush and the same shade Hard, and that is going to be, I forgot which eye I was working on for a second there, and that is going to be my inner corner color right here. Just like that, we've recreated this soft romantic look on this eye. And again, if you want to make it even more Valentine's Day-esque, if you love pink, do it with the shade Amor instead of the shade Crush, because they're very similar in depth. They're just pink versus purple, and it's going to give you the same look, but it's going to look a lot more girly and romantic. I'm going to use the Anastasia lip liner in the shade Deep Taupe this time. By the way, finished the eye look with the lash. I can officially say I think I lost my favorite Anastasia lip liner, which is the Anastasia lip liner in the shade Muted Mauve. I've been looking for it for like months now. I don't know where I left it. Definitely going to have to buy another one because it is the best. But anyways, here is Deep Taupe, and I'm going to try the shade Kisses, which is the one that from the beginning has been calling my name. Beautiful. Yep, definitely loving the shade Kisses. And so here is the third and final look with the Love Language palette by Morgan Turner. She made a palette that has neutral shades, soft pink shades, and it's half purple, so needless to say, I love this color story. You guys know Oden's Eye has incredible formulas with beautiful glimmery, shimmery shades that I love. The deep colors blend beautifully. The lighter colors, as you can see, are very nice and pigmented. And so I have absolutely nothing to complain about when it comes to this release and this collaboration. If you guys liked today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. Remember, this collection comes out February the 14th on the Oden's Eye website, and you can use my code PATTY10 if you're buying anything in addition to this collection, because I do not believe that it will apply. The link is down below in the description box. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye. Just realized I was so focused on the eye and lip that I totally forgot to apply blush. So Ravi Beauty blush in the shade Paradise for the win, and I guess this is the actual final look.